The saga continues in Zernovsky. We're not done here yet. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Traffic issues, right? Been having them, trying to figure out where they're all at, and it's kind of at a standstill at this intersection. Makes sense, because this is the only sensible means out of town. We're going to fix that today. We just keep, expanding and trying to... I admit, I'm a little reactive here. Right, definitely reactive, but I think when you're fixing traffic issues and you're trying to use personal cars, asterisk, right, then traffic is an iterative process, I feel like. So I have this road, and I feel like more people would be using it, because a lot of these guys, I've been watching them, a lot of these guys actually go straight here and then they end up turning right. So I think I can maybe talk some of them into using this road, because they're just not, they're only using this road out, right? I can talk some of them into using it if I just pave this, because they don't want to go down the gravel road, right? But I thought instead of this being paved, why don't I instead use this one? And what I could do is just kind of come in like this. And well, is there a power pole there? Oh, there's a power pole there. Yeah, all right. Well, I mean, it's still, I wanted to just like give them an alternative route, right? Everything's about alternative routes for me here. So we'll go ahead and do something like this, and then we'll go across this, and then we're also gonna go and do another road over here, and then that road will come in over like this and connect over here, and then we can have expansions happening in this side. Maybe there's houses, maybe there's businesses, whatever, over on that side. I may choose to remove this road for the most part and just have this maybe be a circle for, for the sake of these businesses or whatever, but I may just remove this road. But I like this one more because it's a direct cross street from this, right? So they could just continue on, as opposed to this one, which is not accessible unless you're turning right and stuff here. Speaking of which, a right turn is something that I should probably work up here a little bit better too. So why don't we go ahead and grab one of these bad boys? And I'm thinking, this might be more challenging than I thought it would be, because it's not letting me do it because it's too close to the intersection. Yeah, bypass road is only possible by going like this, which isn't going to look very good. But I was going to do something like that, but I wanted it to curve around and stuff. Meh. Anyway, I think this is something we could get done, okay? So we have enough bitumen, we have all the asphalt and stuff. We're going to go ahead and rock that, and then we'll go ahead and make sure that we get Zernovsky's rural office on this road, okay? So that's going to help them, I think anyway, give them another path that they are willing to take to get over into this area, or just onto this road to go that way, right? Because they're just not willing to turn, and some of these guys, trying to get to these parking lots, and they can't get to these parking lots very well unless they get to this road, and there's only one feasible way to do that, right? So to get over here. So the other means of doing this, I can't convince them to go around this roundabout, then go around this just to... Well, actually, they can't, can they? Yeah, they can't. Oh, that's another weakness in my system there. I need to give them a means to get in here with the roundabout. That might solve it, too. Why don't I go and give them this? Maybe just a one. Just a one-laner? I don't know. I was thinking, like... Oh, F4, sorry. I was thinking, like, giving them a lane that might allow them to do that, but... Yeah, maybe this. This could be interesting. As long as it's a one-way. As long as it's a one-way into that, it could be interesting. Unclear. But right now, the only way of doing it is to get to this road. So why don't we wait? Why don't we wait until we see what this does for us? And then we can come back to it from there. That's not connected. I'm glad I noticed that. All right. Oh, there was another one I noticed earlier that wasn't connected to. This one right here is not connected either. Yeah. I was looking at this earlier. In fact, I think I want to pave this road too. Do they have another means? Not yet, but I'm going to give them one right here. We're going to come out this way. Ooh, is that going to get in my way today? Yeah, we're doing things right here today. By the way. I think this might get in my way here today, though. Tell you what, why don't we give you a path from here all the way over for now. And then we'll go ahead and pave this road. I'm still on the old version of the game. I still can't figure out we can't figure it out. I don't know what it is. I might be screwed. I can't get my graphics to look good. I don't know what it is about this new update, but it's screwed all of the beautiful things. It killed all of them. So I don't know what to do about it. Here, we'll just do that, and we'll have a couple of roads being done. All right. In the meantime, I've got concrete. It's being created. Yeah, it is. We have a sewage overfill problem, though, so I need to get rid of that. I thought I had trucks here, but this is all plows. They're all plows. All right. We're going to need another technical services office, please. And we can fit that. You know, right over here would be a fine place, wouldn't it? I think it would be. It's a reasonable location for one. I'm going to go ahead and pop that in place, and let's just give it a dirt road for now. And we'll have helicopters start with this too, and we'll get our more local road. Oh, the road crew stuff, right? I need this. I want this part here done too. So let me tear this road out. Oh, there happens to be a car on it. Lucky you. All right, let's tear this road out from here. Ooh, is it from there? Need to come around, and then there's gonna be a little bit of a zigzag. I think I'm gonna put a roundabout here. I'm just thinking for the future, and yeah, we're gonna put a roundabout here anyway. Let's get rid of this. We're not gonna use that. Pull this back to that intersection, and we will pull this back to that intersection as well. And then we're gonna take away up to there and up to gosh, I actually probably have to pull this back even further to make that roundabout work. I'm gonna have to. We're gonna pull this back to here, and you are gonna get pulled back to here as well. So that's a lot of deconstruction happening as well. We have a demolition crew right here that is more than willing to take care of this for us, really close and local. So that'll be very quick to do. Yeah, what else did I want to do? So I have cement being created. The sewage issue is a health risk, okay? But they're still making it. People are driving out here to work in this building. It's great. So we have cement production. We also then have concrete available. So we need another office. And I think I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this, but I think I'm actually going to put it over here because these are concrete trucks and they just need to go get concrete, right? So you might as well put them really close by. Oh, also, since I'm not on the older version and I can't figure out how to do it, I can't figure out how to fix the graphics, I'm just going ahead with this plan, right? We're just doing it right now. And yeah, I'm going to put the construction crew. I'm going to do a 12 car office, 12 truck office, whatever. We're going to do that right over here. I think I'll set it like back in like this. As soon as it lets me. Yeah, right about here. I think I'll make that happen right there. Okay, and then probably want to work on how the roads are going to be. We'll have this be gravel eventually. I think this part right here I want to have connected. I mean, if I do this, then I bypass the roundabout entirely, right? That's probably better. Let's remake this road. I'm not going to be able to because there's a car on it. Oh, let me. Because you're driving that way. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And this. Yeah, and this. Right. Screw it. We'll just connect it there. I was hoping that crossing would work, but it's a little thick. I'm going to go with a one-laner. There we go. A one-lane crossing right there. That'll pretty much only be used by the cement trucks. Pretty much, the mixers. Okay, we'll get helicopters to do all these things for us as well. Let's get you on the intersection as well. Okay. So, with all that being done, these offices should be able to handle concrete, okay? Now, I started with talking about traffic, and then I'm over here doing this stuff, right? Like, what does that have to do? Why is that connected? We're going to be making some stuff out of concrete, a lot of stuff out of concrete. And I like I said over here, it's like 100,000 tons worth of stuff is in concrete here, just in this area. But We had about, I don't know, probably somewhere around 1,000 tons, maybe more, is going to be implemented in a new plan to get cars to stop using this road exclusively, okay? Now, they might disperse over here. It's possible with this road done, which is getting done soon, right? It's possible that once that happens, they'll start using this road more. That's cool. But I think a good number of these guys want to turn left, right? Like, I would say half the cars that come out of this road, they're constantly switching lanes in the middle of everything over here, and they're always going left, which not only puts pressure on this continuously, but it also backs them up. And then they have to wait for this light, and then they get into this area. So what I think I can do here is I want to give them over here a direct route to getting over on this side so that they don't want to go this way. I don't know if that's going to help anything. Like, I don't know how much that's going to help, right? Because some of these guys are looking to go over into here. So I don't know if they're going to take it. But I think a good percentage of people would probably use an alternative route that doesn't involve coming through this intersection, all right? And the water is kind of an obstruction to this area. It's beautiful. It's nice. Ooh, and look at our beach is done. Very cool. Beach is done. No waste. I don't think we have any waste collection in this area. Probably should get some waste collection in this area. We can just do a little small one. I don't care. Just fit it in here anywhere. Yeah, there's like this little thing over here. That's going to get the restaurant too. I'd rather just get the beach. So if we're going to get the restaurant too, I might as well go for a bigger one. Yeah, we'll go for a bigger one and we'll stick it right here. Does that work? Tell me that works. It does. Okay, good. Let's make that a higher priority and we'll get Zernowski's office on that as well. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So anyway, alternative route. And I need to get that concrete stuff sorted because I'm thinking of making a tunnel. Of course. A tunnel. I'd like the tunnel to come out right here. I think that'd be kind of nice if it came out right here and popped them in right in that spot. Seems pretty good. But where does it start? And I'm thinking maybe over here. We could actually bring them. This is a one-way road, so we could actually bring them around past this beach and put them in the tunnel this way, and then they pop out on that side. But in general, the shorter we make it and the more direct we make it, the better. I don't want to get on this side of the houses. I like these guys having like beachfront property kinds of things. Although I feel like the water level has risen. I don't remember. I don't think water level rises in this game, but I don't remember them being this close to the water. Like, that house is really close to the water. I don't think I'd want that to happen. Especially when I have just a lake, not a river. It's not flowing out of anything. And there is a discharge here that's constantly flowing water back into it. I don't think I would want to be that close to the water, but it is what it is. All right, so I'm thinking what we can do here. We have this road right here. And tell you what, why don't we kind of pull this road out of here and just sort of re-envision, re-explore what this area is like real quick. And I'm thinking if we were to go with a road that kind of comes over maybe from here. No, it keeps wanting to go to that spot. Like, how about right here? Is that a good... Well, that's not what I want to do. Hold on. Shoot, are there any other plans? I don't think so. I don't think so. All right. I want this to flow really smoothly, so no stopping. And that's kind of why I was going to come off of it like this. Because it's a one-way road anyway. But I also don't want these guys to have to, like, I want them to be able to participate in it too. So if I put it back here, I think they can get out and just go to it. But either way, this is still fluid enough. I think this is still fluid enough. So we can come out with this road right past this garbage right here. Okay. And then right after the tunnel comes down on this side, we already have this road kind of put in. So we could just kind of bend this around. Okay. And I'm thinking if we bring this road this direction, like that, okay, that I'd be able to pop a tunnel in, like right there. And then we could go down. I'm not sure how far we need to go down. Let's maybe go something like that, right? And then we could come across. Okay, tunnel is above terrain at some stage. No, it isn't. It's really deep, bro. Really deep. Oh, what's the heck's going on here? You're messing with my vibe thing, man. My Zen thing, man. What was it that he said? In Tron. It was Zen thing, wasn't it? You're messing with my Zen thing, man. I think that's what it was. Let me bring it off of this here. We're going to rotate you real quick to here. Oh, boy, that's close. It fits, though. And then, can I come down? You know, like, about like this? I just want to connect you two up. That's not quite. Really? You're not. What do you mean you're above ground at some stage? You know you're underwater, right? Okay. Well, I don't know if this is busted or what, but let's just try this. There we go. Right down. I mean, I'm as low as I can go here. I can't put this thing any lower. So it is just not going to happen. Look how low that is compared to this. Like, it's really low. I have to bring it up a lot just to get there. There's no wires in the way. The wires are here. The wires are fine. We are definitely above ground, but like well below the water. Not really all that different than what I have over there. Okay, well, that's off the table. We're not going to be able to do tunnels, but what about a bridge? Now, different bridges take different materials. I would like to avoid using anything except concrete, asphalt, gravel. I might even look at prefab panels because I have a lot of those too. But I'd like to use things that do not require a lot of steel. I'm trying to stay away from steel. If I can stay away from steel, that'd be great. And brick too, because brick is like, we're making a brick, but I'm really making brick very slowly because I don't really have a need for brick. So I'm making it very slowly. So let's see what the materials cost for the stuff like this is. First thing I'd want to do, I think, is actually from here is probably fine. If we're making a bridge, we can get closer to the water. We can go about here. And then I think we'd want to come up, let's say up one level. We don't have to go very high either. We're not going to go underneath it. We're not dealing with boats or anything like that. So I wonder if maybe coming out over here would be a good idea. We could come in right here. What does that look like? Straight from here? Would that look okay? Something like this. Comes out that way. Would that look okay? I think it could look okay. You know? We just have to bend this a little bit that way. And then it's about what materials we're using. So far, the material cost is mostly just for the asphalt, concrete, and all that stuff. If we submit this, now the thing that shows up is purely the bridge. So we can see what these things cost, because otherwise you can't tell what the material cost is of these bridges. It doesn't tell you until you actually go to make it. So obviously we want the fastest possible speed. So we're not going to do a wooden bridge or a brick bridge. We're trying to avoid that. The prefab bridge looks pretty good. Oh, are you actually in the way? Oh, I thought I'd gotten around you. Okay, well, we need to pull this back then. I think this one will be okay. Let me see see what this one costs. Can't end above water, so we go here. So the cost for this one is $1,300 prefab panels. But it's very cheap with concrete, gravel, and asphalt. But $1,300 prefab panels, that's expensive, isn't it? I don't know if it's more expensive than the concrete and stuff. Given that we just got a new factory up and running, we could totally afford you know, we can absolutely afford to use concrete now. So maybe there's a bridge that's purely concrete. I mean, this is literally a concrete bridge. We would just use the concrete bridge, and that would just be all concrete. But I was looking for something that had a bit more style to it. I was hoping, like, you know, things like trusses and stuff. They look good. Like, this doesn't have anything, like, holding it up, you know? I like trusses. Like, what's the steel brick bridge? That's, like, the two things I don't want to use. And a lot of these bridges have to be straight, too. You can't bend them or curve them or anything. They have to be straight. And so some of these probably won't let me build them. So this is not bad. 140. Oh, okay. So it's going to use 63 tons of steel. Trying to avoid that. 2,800 work days. All right. What about the Tide Arch Bridge? That sounds expensive. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Well, I can already tell it's expensive. Because just that right there is 16 tons of steel. Pass. All right. How about this truss bridge? I mean, trusses are steel, right? So it's going to be expensive there too, right? 12 tons of steel there. Damn. I wanted the things with like the stuff over top of it because I think it looks good. Maybe we just suck it up and do that? Arch bridge. What is this going to do for me? 10 tons of steel. That's not as expensive. If we just use a beam bridge, that's probably just going to be concrete, right? Yeah, it's 260 tons of concrete for that little segment, but it's mostly a concrete bridge in that sense. So if I was to make a concrete bridge here and get to the other side from this, what is it going to cost me? So that is 1,300 tons of concrete. You know, I mean, it's purely concrete, asphalt, and gravel. It's exactly the three resources I said I wanted. But it's really not any different than using this bridge here, which has flexibility. And I can squiggle it and wiggle it and get it over where I want it without it being straight. Which could look interesting to have it a nice curve around the water. You know? Have a slight curve to it. Could look interesting. It's more concrete, though. It's more work days as well. Okay. Tell you what we'll do then. Let's make a decision here. Well, we're going to go up with this segment a little bit like this. And then if I arch this around and come to here, what does it look? How's that arch look like? What is it doing? All right, so we would want smooth curve there. I really wish I could. Well, I can, can't I? I can. If I remake this part, I can get that to curve differently. This might be okay though. So this ends up being 1,500 tons of concrete total. Right? 1,500 tons, 5,400 work days. It ends up being, you know, almost 2.3 million rubles worth of materials. And it'll probably take a very long time to build. But once we build it, the material cost is purely stuff that we easily have access to now. The concrete will just take a very long time to supply because we have to be there and do it. But I think a lot of this, we're going to have these guys bring it too. And the helicopters and stuff will be bringing it. It may not be so bad. It's mostly the work days, I think. We can maybe get some of these guys to walk over here too. Okay, let's go for this bridge. It's 100 kilometers an hour. I think that's the fastest bridge there is anyway, which is 10 kilometers slower than an asphalt road. But if it's a more direct route, they'll probably be more likely to use it. I'm going to have you curve that way on the connect. And then I think to help fluid motion here, what we can do is we can have this one go out like that. So if you are heading this direction and want to turn, you just do it. And that's pretty quick. I like that. We could even take this one step further. I think I could even just do this. That's interesting. The problem is, though, that nobody can turn right here. I want them to be able to turn. I want them to be able to turn this way, too. So we do need to... Oh, I messed it up. See what happens? I messed it up. There. Fix it. Go like... Come on now. All right, good enough. It's pretty much the same as I had before. And then we'll go right here. Say right here. Seems good. All right. I don't know if that actually connected. It doesn't look like it's connecting. That looks very questionable to me. I'm going to pull that back. Now that this doesn't have any markers, that's significantly more likely to be connected. All right. So that's going to give us a couple of different options, right? We have a bridge going across the water here, which is okay. I think that's fine. It's a really low bridge, too. It's not raised up or anything, and I think it'll look nice-ish. I would prefer a different design for the bridge. God, I still want a different design for this bridge. You know? I want like one of these. I want like something like this. I just don't want to pay the steel. So I'm not going to pay the steel. And we'll get that done. I hope to see a lot of usage from it, because every single car that uses this bridge is a car that isn't using this, right? So that's what we're hoping to see. This road, I think, will help significantly for all the people that go straight here and want to turn right. This will definitely take care of them, because they'll be able to get into this area here. And yeah, I think that's it. All right, cool. So now that we're like, what, 26 minutes into the video? There's a couple of other things there's one other thing I wanted to do. I need to actually get them to use this concrete, right? So these guys are going to get their concrete from this source now. So the other helicopters use the other place. Now I don't have a ton of helicopters going over here to get concrete, because that's what was happening. I had at one point 6 helicopters just stuck here hovering, waiting to get that, and now I don't have to worry about that. So that's going to be great too. I'd like them to get their asphalt from a different source as well, but I don't have enough room to hook that up over here, so this is just a truck only asphalt area. We could maybe get asphalt connected to this area too, right? We talked about that briefly. This is our gravel in, and so if I was to go over to my construction industry, find my asphalt plant, I could get the gravel to be fed directly in here too, like this. And then all we would need at that point is a source of bitumen. Yeah, something like... You're just being difficult with me now. Yeah, something like this. Needs to be kind of in front of the star. Yeah. So something like this would be good for feeding this gravel, right? And then we just get bitumen hooked up over here too, which I think, you know, temporarily, maybe even permanently, I don't know, we'll see. We could just have that be something that's brought in by a truck. Wouldn't be very difficult to do, but if we wanted to feed it with a train, it would have to, you know, get into this area here, and that's a little more complex. We don't really have a place to drop off. I guess maybe over... Yeah, I don't really have a place to drop off the bitumen for this. We could pipe it too. I mean, it's not that far to pipe this. We already have it piped to these tanks. Maybe I pull it off of this tank. That's an idea. I could pull it off of this tank and then pump and then bring it over here, and then from there pump it into here. So the supply of bitumen could be, you know, in tanks that are kind of just sitting over here. Could work. Maybe there's bitumen tanks precariously placed behind the cement mixer kind of thing. You know, like if I placed it right here, hypothetically, we could then do that, and then this goes underground and hooks into this. Right? And then all we needed from that point is to bring this supply out this way. We'll need a pump in between, but we can bring it this way, let's say. This is 540, 570, so something around here, right? We could bring a pump, like let's say underground pumping station. Maybe right here. And then this continues on and hooks into these tanks. I would need to go around the farms, but I'm not entirely sure where the farms are going to ultimately end up being anyway. But I think I can get there without much trouble. Yeah. So that would, right there, that hooks up this asphalt plant to bitumen. And we already have parking lots, so people can just walk over here. But we can add additional parking now because we've added a small little plant. So if I added like another parking lot like right over here, right in front of this, I like that idea. I like these little front side parking lots like this. They seem cool. Right? And then this road could just be a gravel road into this intersection. This is gonna end up being a little roundabout, I think. I really think it should be. But we'll just do it like this for now with the mud. And then you can just be like that. This should totally be a roundabout. It's why it's mud roads right now, because I'm not entirely sure how I want to do it. But yeah, this right here takes care of it. You know, we pull off the same. We just continue to pull from the same source of gravel all the time. And so now it's just important that we get a train that can constantly bring this thing gravel, right? Yeah. So anyway, that is asphalt. Okay. Now, I have a little bit of a dilemma with the gravel situation because I can't have, and I'm regretting only having one track here. When I put this in, I said to myself, you know what? Distribution offices will take care of it. And distribution office trains, they don't linger. They don't sit around. They don't wait around. But this one does. What I wish I had done here, it's getting a little dark, which is why I paused it, because I want you to be able to see, I kind of wish I had used something like still long, but something with double the track, right? So like this one here, for example, you know, wouldn't fit here though. That's the problem. That's the ultimate reason why I didn't do it. It's just because this stuff doesn't fit. Everything was needed to be very compact. And so it's not this one. What was it? No, it was the aggregate. My bad. Hang on. Aggregate unloading. Right. It was. We used this one. What I could have used is this one. Right. But again, it's so big it wasn't going to fit. At least I didn't think it would fit. So I opted not to use this one. But I kind of regret that. And one of the things I'm thinking about now, I guess I could have used this big ass one here too. One of the things I'm thinking about here now is like, well, now that it's all said and done, how do we get this to like, because I'm pretty sure I have stuff over here for Charlemagne's North. It's fairly close to the track and I don't want to get in the way of it, but I might have to, because if I put another one of these, what I'm thinking right now is putting another one of these. Okay. We just put two of them. And instead of having this connection, we have this connect, you know, to a different one, which means I probably have to pivot this. So I'll disconnect it and then reconnect it with just slight, you know, different angle. I think it'll probably be fine. There's enough space here to work with, I think. But my worry here is that if I was to put, like, say, this again and flip it on the other side, right? And then we take the out that I have on this side, we'd have to go, it still has to go through a conveyor here though. That's the issue. I still have to have that connected to a conveyor. So what I'm thinking here, if I can do it, and I don't know if I can, see these outs right here, I'm wondering if I can get those to come across the track. And that's why I'm thinking it's going to take up too much space, right? But I need to be able to drop off gravel and just wait on it. Have coal being brought, that's fine, right? We can have a coal train just sitting in here waiting until unloaded. I don't care. But the gravel situation, gravel's going to be used a lot. And so I want a gravel train to be able to do that too. I want something to be able to sit here for long periods of time until it's, you know, done. And the only way to do that is to hook it up with storage, not, you know, if I want distribution offices to do it, I have to hook it up with storage. So I would like to get both of these hooked up to this instead of this one being hooked up to it, if that's possible, right? So we could continue the demolition on this. It's not that hard. If I need to rebuild it, I can just rebuild it. So I'm going to go ahead and continue the demo on that. And if I have to pivot this, then I will. But what I'm hoping to be able to do here is find a way to get these both to connect. And with aggregate storage, just a small one is fine. Just a little small aggregate storage here, and just flip this. So my road's on this side, right? If I did something like this, that's seemingly fine, but I'm not getting... I need that tall one, so it needs to be out like this. And then that taller connection needs to be able to go up and connect to there. So I need to position this where that's going to be possible. And I won't know that until this is out of the way. But if I can do that, then it means I can have all of my distribution offices, or I guess I can just say the distribution office. I can have the distribution office with gravel just like taken out of the equation, and we could just use coal there instead. So coal would stop here, gravel would stop here, and that would allow me to have gravel here that feeds here into that storage, and the coal would then just come in with a regular old train, wait till unloaded, and it would just, you know, continue to empty into this building until it is unloaded, and then go back and get more. So yeah, I'm thinking about it. But before I can go and do that, I need to get this out of the way so I can see. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wait until it's daytime, and then we're gonna look at what's next on the agenda, because I need more people. Okay, I need more people. Oh my god, look at this. I need these alternative routes done, man. There's just too many people. They come this way, they turn around, they go that way. Why are you doing this? Because that's how you have to do it, I guess. I mean, I don't agree. I guess if you're into these parking lots, then that's why. God, it's so dark. All right, so cement factory, we talked about that. Alternative routes for these cars, we're getting on that with that bridge. Okay, it's gonna take a long time to make, but if we can do it, that'll be great. And I think, you know, with this distribution office set up and ready to go too, let's put that as a high priority as well. We can get some help. There's no way to get in there. Oh, you have to do the roads first, huh? Sure do. All right. Well, let's get road crews to come in here. I want Charlevoix's road crews in here as soon as possible, so we can get all this stuff done. I think this stuff becomes high priority now. Target storages are full for the water pumping station. Sure. Yeah, we're gonna have all this stuff be blown up to max priority so we can get people in here. I'd like that to happen, please. Yep. And then helicopters should already be doing this though, right? Yeah. So this is a high priority for them too. Once we have the concrete trucks, all this other stuff that requires concrete will go faster. All right. So I'd like to get another neighborhood started over here. There's going to be a little bit of a few people over here. I don't know, maybe 500-600 people over on this side, and they're near pump jacks. They don't pollute that much. They're okay. If you get a whole bunch of them like this is, then yeah, pollution could be a problem, like if I put their homes here. But I think over here should be okay. Likewise, nuclear production is a relatively clean industry compared to other things. It does pollute, but it's not that bad, especially since the uranium oxide and stuff, it gets put into a flat storage and then taken off by a train. We're not hauling it with a truck or anything like that. So on that note, a train and all my train distribution offices are going to be very active in this area too. And that is why these tracks exist. These tracks were put in place because they're going to cross through here, and we're going to end up probably going in a tunnel to get around here, and then we're going to kick out this side. But I won't know where I can put houses and how I can design this neighborhood. I won't know that until I get my train stuff sorted out, because I want to make sure the train can absolutely move through here. So what we're going to have is a train station that can do three things. The train station needs to be directly hooked up to an open storage so that we can haul uranium oxide out of here. It also is going to be hooked up to a warehouse so that we can provide clothing, food, meat, etc. in this area for the various people who are living here. I don't want my distribution office to have to go all the way over here and grab that stuff. That makes no sense, right? So another avenue for us getting food and all that stuff is going to be over here. We already have all the manufacturing products and things like that. Alcohol is being made here, mechanical components, all that stuff is here, but we don't have a local source of food, clothing, meat, etc. So that is also what this train is going to drop off in this area. Then the final thing the train is going to need to do is I want it to connect to this. That way I can also provide repair vehicles, their resources via train here as well. Okay. So that's what I need to do. If that's the case, then the train station is going to go right here. And there's actually a really good station that can do this. It is a 156 meter long one, I believe. It is a long one. 156 meters long and go right here. All right. And what I'm thinking of doing is placing this thing. Yeah, kind of like right about here. Okay, somewhere in this area where it connects to that as well. Now, as far as trains bypassing this, obviously that's off the table. So if there's one that goes a little thicker, I would be okay with it. I just need one that has... So this one's 91 meters. It's not quite as long. I need a longer station than that. This is a 196. It has a lot of tracks. This could work. It's very long. It's a very big station, but it could work coming through here. So let me just real quick see about positioning. It's a very big station. So positioning could work if I put it right about here. I'd have to angle it about like this. Get it really close to... Yeah, it'd be about here. Then move it just a little bit more. What about putting it on this side? That would be better for the... It wouldn't be better for the road connection, though. The road connection needs to be... I'm trying to think of how the road needs to be. I need road connection for the storage anyway, so there's already going to be a road coming through here. So I think this is probably fine. Yes, I think this will work just fine. So we're going to place you right here. Okay, if this is the station, it's connected directly to this, so we'll be able to drop off plastics, for example, with the distribution office. Steel is the main thing I was looking to do in the distribution office. I won't need to depend on trucks. We still do it, and most likely that will only be the thing we'll do, but I have the option at least to keep this thing running so that I can keep my farm vehicles going. And I think the other things that are in the area, well, I thought this office might be close enough, but it's definitely not. But if I put something over here, then that would be close enough to this repair station to be able to do it. So if I was to, like, for example, put in a technical service office, does that even fit here anymore? Because the station's bigger than I thought. No, but you can see how it highlights. So if there's something bigger, or I guess something smaller here, so maybe a road depot. You could put like a road depot right here. If it fits. Something like that. Wow, you're just barely. Yeah, like this. That's close enough to where we could repair vehicles, for example. Yeah, that's highlighted, so we're good. So that we can send vehicles here if we need them fixed, that kind of thing, right? And then they just go here. Or it might be better as an end station. We could even use an end station, or the end station could be here, and then all the bus routes that come through this way, they could stop by this end station, and then they get repairs while they do the end station. That's a better option, I think. That's a better one. Bus end station. Where are those at? I don't remember where those are. I think they're in this area here. Yeah, large end station. Seven vehicles. It will fit, but it will not. Like, we're not going to get the. Hang on, let's try this. Can I get you? Yeah, you're not going to be able to connect to the road. You're just too big. Smaller one then. How about a bus end station large for 4 vehicles? Okay. This one has the one-way street stuff going on. I don't know about that. Maybe on this side would work. Come on. Is it that walking path that's in the way? I think it is. Oh, come on, autosave. Leave me alone. Yeah, this'll work. We can put this in right here. Right there. Right, and then this road then just wraps around next to the track, and then it goes out that way and in from that side. So buses that head this way to drop people off and work with uranium, those buses can report to this end station before they start their route again. And then in that capacity, if they're, you know, low on health or whatever, they need repairs, they'll just be receiving them from this one. So I like that idea too. We'll go ahead and maybe get that started as well in the future, and then this can wrap around and go this way, or even go across here. Yeah, probably that way too. We can touch base with that later. It's not important. What is important is how this is going to be sorted. How is this going to be laid out? Well, we know that the trains are going to be coming through here, and of course we're going to lay this in as electric track because we can. We'll go ahead and put this, I think, about through the middle ones like this, and then we'll also have you go like that. So trains can bypass as well, right? We need to do the same thing on this side. Here's one of my issues with this, though, is I want to have crossings. Crossings are always so difficult to... Maybe the crossing could be here. If you're bypassing, though, that's the thing. I guess the crossing could be here. Does this work? It should. Yeah. Let's get our signals in so we can see where they can go. So I can put the signal there. Yeah, see, I have to put it in just a little bit more like that. The crossing would then have to be here. Ooh, very close, but it works. I'll take it. Yep, and then that way the signals for this side can be here. Yeah, or behind that road. You know, or behind that road. Either one. That works for me too. All right, we have that crossing. Now we need another crossing on this side too. And we'll have you go out like that. Like that. And then I want you to cut in really quickly. And then I have enough room for the crossing. I won't have enough room for it. That was my one dilemma, because I need the tunnel to go underneath that track. And that is as far as I can go. Yep. I can't go. I might even be out of luck on this side. Nope. We are good. Barely. We're barely. Like, we had to basically take one of these poles away and just stick the electric wire right on the wall. But it does work. So I need to work within this constraint here. And I wanted there to be a way for them to cross, just like this side, so that they could... So in order to do that effectively, I need a signal here. Right there. Oh, I don't have enough room. I do not have enough room. No way. No way. Oh my god, it worked. Oh. Jackpot. We're good. No problems here. Everyone carry on. All right. So then you're going to go in there, and you're going to go in there. It looks clean. It looked clean. There it goes. Done. Okay. Now we're talking. Now this goes underneath the crop train, of course, and then it will come out this side, and I could make it come out here so that it's a shorter tunnel and not as expensive, or I can keep it underground all the way out to here so that it doesn't get in the way of my town. And you know what? I think that's my plan. Is it more expensive, but I got time. I mean, what's the tunnel? We had tunnel boring machines. What are those for? I think they're for this exact situation. So I'm gonna bring this out a little bit. You gotta give room for the interchange. So let's go about here. Yeah, I want to be level. There we go. Did I have that happening over here or no? They look pretty dang level to me. Or symmetrical, I think is the right term. Yeah, we'll go just a little bit more here. Let's go just... Hi, autosave. Go away. Right about here. I mean, I tell it to go away, but it's saved my ass so many times. Like, so many crashes and stuff. Like, yeah. All right. Let me see. How about... Yeah, with that. We're going to go ahead and put that in. And then the tunnels go 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And then you guys, real easy, like, you just pop in over here. Done. And you just pop in over here. Done. There's our train. Train comes all the way through and boom, you're in the loop. And then we can, connect it to here and here and you're good to go. Okay. How does the uranium mines, how do they get set up, right? We're running a little bit low on time here, but I think we can make that happen. Well, the uranium, let's take a look at it for those uninitiated. The uranium mine will mine 0.7 tons of uranium ore per worker per day. Okay, that's important, and this is something that people don't often overlook because a lot of buildings say it can produce this much per day, but this building, much like other mines, the coal mine, the iron mine, they all list it the same way. It's how much can each worker do per day. And in this case, it's 0.75 tons of uranium ore per worker per day. Up to 100 workers maximum at a time here, which means at its peak, this thing can produce 75 tons of uranium ore per day. Okay? More realistic number is probably around 45 or 50 tons because we're not going to have 100 people in here all the time. I wouldn't think. But hey, who knows? Maybe. And the building, when producing at maximum, will produce 8.4 tons of pollution per year, which is one smoke cloud out of 5. So it's not that bad. We go to the processing plants. They have the exact same pollution output, but we're going to use 2 of them because this thing, when people are working in at maximum, it can consume 36 tons of uranium ore. So it does no good for us to produce 50, 60 tons if we can only process 36 of it, right? So we're going to have 2 of these things. All right, so the first thing is uranium ore. Uranium ore is an aggregate, so we're going to need an aggregate storage. And I'm thinking we put this aggregate storage probably like about over here in this area. Maybe something like this could be working. I got to make everything compact, right? I mean, that's just how I am. So we could do something like, kind of want to bring it over here now. Kind of want to bring it over here just a little bit more. This will be fine right here. All right, we'll bring that right there. So this is our aggregate storage that the uranium ore will get popped into. From there, we need to send it to processing plants. Processing will take 36 tons of uranium ore, create 1.7 tons of uranium oxide. Uranium oxide, as you can see at the bottom of that window, goes in an open storage. Okay, so these are we basically have barrels now of uranium oxide from the ore. Okay, and that's what we're shipping on a train over there to process for nuclear more. Okay, so we're just taking this. We're not going to make nuclear fuel and stuff in this area. I want people living here, so we're going to do it all the way over there. Where it's safer and we don't have any pollution for the good people of Charlobinsk. They don't need to have nuclear processing right on their backyard. Okay, not in my backyard. No, okay, we don't need that. And the people of Zernovsky would much appreciate us not creating nuclear fuel over here either. So we'll be doing that because the process of uranium and processing the uranium into oxide is not that polluting. It's still something, but there's nothing. It's when you get to the next step, the conversion. Now we're starting to produce a lot more pollution, right? We're up to over 3 clouds, right, of this. And we consume at most 2 tons of uranium oxide. So we'll need 2 of these to produce, to consume what we're producing over here, right? So 2 of these, that's more pollution than a coal power plant, all right? We want to keep this away. And then finally, nuclear fabrication is after that. Okay, so we're not going to focus on these 2. It's just this one. So this one has a conveyor belt in, all right? But the oxide that we're generating from this, that's the factory connection. And of course, we want 2 of these. So we need to figure out how we're going to get these 2 buildings, 2 of these buildings, connected to the storage, but also connect to an open storage. And that open storage is also connected for the train directly. Well, to do that, let's work backwards. We're going to start with the storage. The storage we're going to use is the medium one right here. And I'm going to leave it, I think probably about here will be okay. We'll have to touch base with it a little bit in the end, but I want to make sure mostly that the road can get out. So if I put this here, can that road get out is what I'm most interested in. It can. Okay. It needs to be able to get out, of course, to where the other one can connect to it as well. It can. Okay. From there, we can get out and go wherever we want. We have freedom. Okay. So this is good. So from there, let's get this stuff connected to 2 of these processors. So we're going to look for processing plant number 1. We're going to make this probably from this direction. Now, if we do this, the road, it's trapped, right? We can't do that. So let's actually flip it back over here, and we'll use that side with this one. So we have one right here, and we can maybe put this maybe like right there. That should be good. And then number 2 is going to end up coming over top like that. Yep. So now what we need to do is figure out where can we put this where the road can get out and we get our connection. So I'm thinking probably what I can do is this. As long as this is going to work, we're in business. It does. All right, excellent. So this gets us 2 uranium processors connected directly to where the uranium ore comes out, and then both of these buildings end up getting connected directly to the storage right here. And then once the uranium oxide is in here, the train can now pick it up and take it out, go here, take a left, and take it all the way over to nuclear where it belongs. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Okay. Final thing in this one then is we need a warehouse for people to be able to shop and have meat nearby and all that stuff. I need to have shopping centers, and I need to have little grocery stores and stuff. There's enough people here, I think, to where relying on the bus network, especially with traffic, relying on the bus network in order for them to eat is probably not a good idea. So what I'm looking to do, we also have a pollution monitor here, which is nice. So we'll be able to see that nuclear pollution, but probably a good idea to get another one because we're going to have people over here. So I'm going to put another one just so I can see what goes on with the pump jacks. I think I'm going to stick another one right over here. How about like right here? Just so we can see what kind of pollution the pump jacks are causing and how that affects the people who live here. Maybe we'll, hang on, let's just move a little bit closer over here. So I want to basically have the coverage area be this entire square kind of thing. One could call it a block. And I'm going to put it, I think, right next to this instead. Although, is this road going to stay? Maybe. Maybe. We got the roundabout almost done. This road is going to go straight through here. So we're going to have a highway that comes this way too. I'm going to get that started right now, actually. So I want to say probably from here. And we want to take a little gap, probably right about here. A bigger gap is fine. How about here? Yep. And then we're going to come this way and connect. Come on now. Just a little bit. Come on. Oh, you suck. I hate you, road tools. Okay, good enough. Come on. I want that curve into it, you know? Darn it. And then it's not going to give me that here either. Oh, well, maybe. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. 2 roads, and then they come down, straight down this direction towards that area. Okay. Down here towards this area. There we go. And then they'll just meet up with this road. It's fine. We'll just have you go like that and have you go out like that. No problem. We'll have you go that way eventually and have you go that way eventually. But before we do that, I want to pave this, which I think these guys have enough to pave right now. So we'll pave this after that. But we get this industry going pretty soon here too. And of course, this is connected to the overall rail network. So if we're not making nuclear stuff yet, which we don't have to, we could always take the oxide as it builds up in this storage bin and probably ends up polluting a lot of people. Just gonna sit here in this open storage. The people will live over here. That's not very close, right? And nobody lives on this side of it, so that's still fine. Going on that note, if there's anything else we want to drop off in here, we should keep it, right over here in this area. We already have construction supplies over here. I don't think there's a reason to change that. We have fabric, alcohol, mechanisms and stuff, yeah, I think none of that's, all that stuff's pretty fine. A crop drop-off point could be interesting because it's like really close to these guys, but these guys are already driving just a little bit further and dropping it off there directly. And speaking of which, there's no crops at all. So we haven't been making any alcohol here. We have a lot still available, so it doesn't matter, but we haven't really been making much. But regardless, I do want to have a warehouse over here that we can use. With this pretty good size warehouse would be nice too. So I'm going to place this one. Let's just see where I want to put it here. I'm going to place this one, I think probably right up against the road. Let's leave a little bit of space. A little bit of cushion. And you know what? If we flip it, then we could have the road be directly across from that intersection. I kind of like that. We could do it about here. Okay. There we go. So we have some storage there and everything's there. Now that means this road is getting out by going around. Around this way and then connecting on that side or just connecting straight up here. I like that one. I like it that way. Okay, cool. And then we can talk about like where the buses are going to be and, you know, that kind of stuff. We can talk about that stuff too. This is going to come straight over. Or not. What's in the way? What's in the way? Really? That building's in the way of that? I mean, I guess I can just come closer to the rail. I just didn't want to. Yeah, I guess I have to come closer to the rail. Okay, well, if we're doing that, might as well have a road that comes across this as well. So we'll do something like... we'll do something like this. Yeah, and then we'll cross here, and then you can cross like that. Now there's at least a way to cross the tracks on this side too. Yeah, and then this one's already across the tracks, so we can just hook that up to the road here too. Roundabout there. I don't think there's a need for a roundabout here. I keep saying that, but then there's always a need for a roundabout, isn't there? It's just like, put roundabouts everywhere, Charlie. I don't know what's the problem. I think probably here. Because we have houses and stuff, which means we're going to have cars and stuff too. And anywhere where there's cars, there's traffic. And, screw it. Just do it right. Whatever. Every single time I try to avoid a roundabout, I look at it and go, man, I wish I had done a roundabout. It's just the way it goes, man. You know, with the whole bypass lanes and everything, it's just so much better. I don't know why. There's no reason not to, I guess is my deduction for every time we do this. It's just like there's no reason not to just do this correctly right now. We'll do it like that. Take this back a little bit and connect like that, and then right here again, just go right to where we want the center to be, and then we come out, line that up between the two roads. Seems good, man. And pop it there. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Delete that point. Done. And there you go. There you go. Like that. Like that. Delete that point. And then you two roads go like that and like that. Sure. And then we'll have you just connect. I think we'll have to actually curve you in to connect like that straight up in. All right, good. See, we did it. You don't have to yell at me about making roundabouts. I've learned. I mean, I don't want to say I've learned a lesson here, but yeah, I've pretty much learned my lesson here. And then this road can continue on from this side. I guess we could make a two-lane highway here too. Why not? This is another one of those why not situations. All the way like that, and then just, I don't know, we connect here. Good enough. I'm going to stop being picky. And then probably end up curving you around at some point, but we'll see. It all depends. This is why it's all being made of mud first, right? It all depends on where I end up putting things. But in general, I want cars to be able to flow through and go wherever they need to go without having to worry about it. And you can see how easy it was to do stuff like this because the train tracks were underground. But it might get in the way of my utilities for a little bit. Probably not, but we'll have to look at it then. But anyway, this connects there. This can connect there. Doesn't matter. This can connect there. And then we're going to have you whip around. Ooh. You do have to be able to get out. You can go that way for now. Yep, everything's connected then. Which means everything can start building. However, I don't want to build this. I want to build this. I don't want to build this. Yep, that one's already discontinued here. The storages, we don't have to build those. We don't have to build this open storage. And I think the train tracks and trains and stuff are fine to build. Let's wait on the warehouse. But all the other stuff doesn't require maintenance. So track connections, the conveyor belts, all that stuff, you can build that stuff. It doesn't require maintenance, and that's great. So, and then, this road right here. Here we go. This road now goes and connects right there. Yep, and then you can actually go across the track, because why not? Oh, perfect. And then we'll just kind of have you match in right there, too. There you go. Might as well make you asphalt, and then on that business, we'll make this asphalt, too. And that's done. Yeah? Yeah, let's actually have this road made all the way up to here. We'll make this asphalt for now. And then might as well just have none of it's being used right now, so we can just go ahead and have it done. Have you done out to that point. And then this road here needs to be made asphalt as well. So we'll get them working on these. Zernoski can work on these. Yeah, like maybe do the helicopters too, but helicopters I'm more interested in giving them like more urgent jobs. But they can still head out there, right? They'll go ahead and get the gravel and they'll head out and do that. Yeah, chemicals are being made incredibly slowly still. There's not enough workers. Hence the real need to get people living over here so that they can drive over here a little bit easier. We're going to get a higher population over here, but really this area doesn't start working well until we get probably the first 20 apartment complexes into this area. And then we really will start seeing a lot more cars on this. This will be a lot of traffic through here. And we'll also see, buses dropping people off. The metro will start working, etc. But that's all in the future. The far future. Yeah, in the near far future. Indeed. All right, they're breaking all this stuff down. And I'll get that road to swerve right through here. And then I'll have this road, another 2-lane highway moving through here. It'll be really nice to see. Okay, I've taken up enough of your time today. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.